What's happening? It's your boy TBB coming back at y'all with another video on the GSXR 750, and today we're gonna be doing a burnout video, which is like, man, I believe everybody should know how to do this. But I had a couple people on my Instagram ask me how to do it, although I created a video on there, but it just wasn't as in depth as I can get into it in a YouTube video because I got more than 1 minute to do it. So it's probably gonna be like a 10-minute video on how to effectively do a burnout. I'm gonna teach y'all both ways, how to safely do it, and then how to do it without anything stopping your front tire. And if you do happen to try this, man, do it where there is nothing around that you can hit. Do it around where there's nothing around you, man. You free to yourself, all the spaces to you and everything. But yeah, let's get into it. We're gonna do it on this GSXR 750, and it's a real easy method, man. It's pretty simple once you break it down, but it is kind of difficult when you learn it out. So let's get it. So for one, anybody with common sense know. Well, I drove manual cars, that's why it's common sense to me, but man, you got to use front brake and the throttle. Since we're on a rear wheel drive motorcycle, if we had a front wheel drive motorcycle, we could probably use the rear brake to lock up and then do a burnout that way with the front tire. But man, we on a rear wheel drive motorcycle, so we're gonna use front brake and a whole lot of throttle. Not a throttle, I'm gonna show y'all how to ease into it so y'all can do it easily where it like slowly burns the tire, and then I'll show y'all how to jump into it to where y'all basically can dump the clutch and also just get into it. So instead of having to warm up like you can just and then just start and then it'll just keep burning and burning and burning. So for one, there's a curb right behind us, and I suggest you, if you've never tried this before, I'm gonna tell you to try to use it on a curb because it will stop your bike from moving forward. Because I know when trying to do a burnout for the first time, it's really hard to like grab a firm grip on the front brake while applying throttle at the same time. It just doesn't feel like they go together, but it just comes with practice. You'll get better and better the more you do it. And man, this is an expensive trick, so man, if you get used to doing this, please don't make it a habit because those rear tires do cost. But yeah, let's take this bike to this curb just so, man, I could just give y'all a proper example and won't leave nobody chasing a bike down the street. Hey, y'all better be grateful for this video because I don't do this real often at all because I do run very sticky tires and they do be a little bit pricey. So I don't just be out here burning tires because I used to do it back in my old days, man. I used to be running Q3s and I used to stay doing rolling burnouts, getting like a tire a month. And yeah, at the end of the day, when you start buying brand new tires, that shit gets old. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, let's get it. All right, so look, it's extremely easy. Well, it's extremely easy to me now since I understand it. But man, basically, it's just like riding a motorcycle regularly. The only thing we're gonna do is hold the front brake to prevent our front tire from going anywhere. So basically, just how you take off on a motorcycle with clutch and throttle, we basically want to slowly release the clutch and apply more and more throttle while holding our front brake, preventing any movement from our front tire at all, so we can just get the rear tire spinning. And it's that simple once you get it down. So I'm gonna show y'all from both sides while I'm talking to y'all. So I'm gonna show y'all from the clutch side, and I'm also gonna show y'all from the throttle side, just so y'all don't get confused. So y'all know what I'm doing with my clutch and I'm doing with my throttle. So this is gonna be the clutch side first. So basically, start your bike up, of course. And literally, we're gonna grab our clutch, we're gonna throw it in first gear. Don't mind me, I'm gonna click up because I have GP shift, so that's first gear. Literally. Roll up to whatever curb you're on, then we wanna grab front brake. And this is how we release the clutch. This is not the throttle side again. So basically, we're gonna apply throttle, let the rear end lighten up, and just like that, the tire was finished. I'm gonna do it on our throttle side so y'all can see how much throttle I'm applying. So basically, look, I grab my brake with 2 fingers just so I can keep a firm grip on the brake while still being able to apply throttle. So basically, we're gonna let out our clutch and then apply throttle at the same time. And just like that, it'll finish effortlessly. I'm not gonna go too fast because I care about my tire. And then again, the reason I showed you like this is because, man, I've seen a lot of people try doing burnouts and they can't get the bike to stand still. So the easiest way to show you guys would be to get something in front of your front tire just so it doesn't roll forward while you're trying to apply throttle, because that can get very dangerous, and if the wheel accidentally comes up, oh, you can be in for a bull ride. But basically, yeah, the curb sits in place as like a stopper, basically a bumper, whatever you want to call it, and it prevents your front wheel from moving, so you won't run into any of those problems where basically your bike is moving while you're not trying to move, and yeah, it can go all bad from there. I want y'all to have y'all bikes in one piece at all times. So man, if I show y'all the tutorial, I'm gonna show y'all the safe way, although I know how to do it both ways, and I'm gonna show y'all the other way right now too. So, all right, so now I'm gonna show y'all the way that we all know. You ever seen a motorcycle burning the rubber at a light, doing a burnout at a light or something, and they don't got nothing in front of their tire? This is how they do it. The other way works. It just shows you how to get started with the movement, so you can get comfortable while holding the brake and being able to apply throttle. But this is how typically all burnouts are done. Like if you ever seen a burnout done in a parking lot or somebody's just doing a burnout, man, this is how it's done. So let's get it. So basically, again, first gear, grab that grab that brake with the two fingers. Please hold the brake with the two fingers and get a firm grip on it. So basically, we slowly release the clutch, and you're gonna feel the rear end kind of getting lighter. And the lighter and lighter it gets, that means the tire is about to break loose and it's going to start spinning. So basically, watch, you can probably see the rear end lift up as well. So basically, we're in it, give it a small amount of gas and start releasing the clutch, and just like that, we broke loose. Just like that, we broke loose. It's so easy. See, but just like that, the tutorial is basically over. That's just how you burn your tire up, basically, how you get the tire spinning and staying in place. I'm not going to show y'all a real in-depth tutorial of, well, that was an in-depth tutorial, but I'm not going to smoke the life out of my tire because I got a brand new tire, and man, these tires is a little pricey, I'm not going to lie. But I will throw in some clips in here of me when I had I think I did some burnouts with my old tire before I had swapped this out. Literally smoked it until it was literally like flapping with rubber strings, and yeah, it was a dope video. I just burning out, and I'm gonna throw it in here, throw it in the edit. But yeah, that's basically how you burn out a tire. Do this at your own risk, because man, I ain't gonna lie, it is very, very addictive. Like once you learn how to do it, that's like with tricks with anything, but motorcycles, cars, anything, you're gonna want to keep repeating that process over and over and over. And man, I ain't gonna lie, it can get you in trouble, and it can get kind of expensive, because these tires, you're gonna be wanting to burn out every day. Like anytime you stop somewhere, you're gonna want to just and just burn out. Because I ain't gonna lie, I've been doing it for years. I've been riding since I was 16. And when I was 16, man, and I started burning out, man, I was going through tires like freaking toilet paper. Like literally burning out, woollying, burning out. And then I used to do rolling burnouts, is where that's just me popping the clutch and then letting the rear end just get loose. And I'll probably throw a video in here of that too. But yeah, I used to be doing that all the time. Now I don't as much, but people always asking me, man, how do you do a burnout? And I'll be trying to be nice, because I don't do burnouts no more. Well, probably not as often, because man, I care about my tires, man. I'd rather use my tire leaning on it rather than doing a freaking burnout. But here's to show you, you shouldn't have a problem doing a burnout, and you should make it back home in one piece after learning how to do a burnout. Now you got a new trick that you can show everybody and their mama that want to see you do. But yeah, it's completely safe if you do it the proper way. Mind you, again, like I said, do it with a curb in front of you. It will prevent your bike from sliding forward. And another thing, if you trying it without a curb being in front of you, do it on like a downhill slope if possible, or like really level. But if you go kind of uphill, it might kind of be affected by the way the weight is displaced, and you might just be sitting at a level position rather than all the weight being transferred over to the front end and the rear end getting lighter, as if you were sitting on like a downhill slope, or even if you're doing it on a level pavement. But I would never try to do it on an uphill pavement, because it probably will leave you chasing your bike down the street. But downhill pavement or flat ground. And if not, you don't want to do it that way, man, do it with something in front of you, and that's like the most complete safe way to do it. It will leave you basically with your bike in one piece, and you won't be doing any damage, because I have seen a lot of freaking accidents while trying to learn to burn out. And as I showed y'all just now, I can burn out for, I can literally smoke this entire parking lot, rolling burnouts and all of that, but I'm not gonna do that because I got a tire. But yeah, it's real easy, man. If you learn it the proper way, it is extremely easy, and you shouldn't have problems doing it. But I hope y'all did enjoy today's video of me doing this little burnout tutorial. And with that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next upload. Peace.